sussing out your luck, going hard in the paint, and that's how you assert dominance.
Hey, what's up guys, it's SirTagCR, and today we're going to be showcasing my most hated deck inside of Clash Royale. As you guys already know, I love 2.9 Expo, and this deck hard counters it. You have Battle Ram and Giant, so it's really hard for your opponent to ever get an Expo locked onto your tower, and then you also have 3 Musketeers, Elixir Collector, and Minion Horde. Your opponent really won't know what to fireball. So the first push that you can do with this deck is starting a Giant in the back, and as your Giant approaches the river, you split 3 Musketeers and then drop a Battle Ram in the lane of the 1 Muskie. So the second push that you'll see a lot is converting defense into offense with 3 Musketeers. So say your opponent bridge spams you, you drop 3 Musketeers on defense, you obliterate the bridge spam, and then you try to make some type of counter push. You want to drop a Giant or a Battle Ram in front of your 3 Musketeers, get more utility out of those glass cannons, and just make your opponent spend a lot more elixir. So the third common 3 Musketeer push is dropping a Battle Ram in the back, and as the Battle Ram crosses the river, you're going to have enough elixir for 3 Musketeers, you split them at the bridge and support your Battle Ram. Essentially, this deck is all about split pushing correctly and baiting out your opponent's spells, and if you're able to do that correctly, you're able to acquire a lot of 12 wins. So guys, let's go jump right into this chest, and hopefully we can get a Magic Archer. So we're getting 22k gold, as expected. The Dark Goblin, dude, I haven't seen a Dark Goblin in a fat minute. No one's using it. Goblin Hut, we see that all day, every day. Musketeer, gotta love that. Unfortunately, it's not the 3 Muskies, it's just the simple Muskie. We're getting the Rocket. Chief Pat would be so proud. Elite Barbarians, Bats, we got Bats in the deck. Arrows, oh, I hate playing against arrows because I always run Minion Horde. Bomb Tower, never seen that. Also gonna get some Skeleton Barrels and some Zappies, gotta love the Zappies. Steven the Spear Goblin making an appearance, and 11 balloons. So we actually really didn't get anything out of this chest. None of those were actually usable. I have all those cards maxed out. But guys, let's go jump straight into some GCs and let's assert some dominance. Alright guys, so we got a game against Lumi, and we do not have the best starting hand. I would love to have Pump, but still cycling Goblin Gang at the river is usually going to be a decent play. So he's going to sauce out the P.E.K.K.A in the back, and he's going to go in for a Zap. We're going to drop a Collector because it's going to take a lot of time for that P.E.K.K.A to get crossing the river. And as the P.E.K.K.A crosses the river, we're probably going to pull it opposite lane with the Battle Ram and just want to see what he's about to do. So he's going to go in with a Miner. He's already allocated a Zap, so what I really want to do is I want to pass the P.E.K.K.A. He's actually going to go in for a Zap as well. So we're going to go in for a Battle Ram. It should pull the P.E.K.K.A. Battle Ram's going to go in the right-hand lane. He's allocated his poison. That means I can go in for a Minion Horde, kill the P.E.K.K.A, and then the Minion Horde's going to walk down the right-hand lane as well. So this is looking really solid. The Battle Ram's going to give us a lot of damage, and the Minion Horde demands a response, or it's just going to simply take his tower. He's going to drop a Bandit, and guys, this deck is so OP if you bait out your opponent's spells. We baited out the poison, and despite him having P.E.K.K.A for a Giant, it just doesn't matter, right? I don't think he has enough elixir to counter this. I don't think he has P.E.K.K.A back in cycle, so we're going to go in for a Giant with the Goblin Gang at the river. And I think this man already succumbed to defeat. Nah, never mind. He's dropping the Dark Prince still, but guys, his deck is so busted. I think we're probably going to end up 3-crowning him. I don't know if he... yeah, so he's going to go in for a poison. We're just going to go in for a Minion Horde. We're going to eat up the Dark Prince like a snack. We're trying to 3-crown this man immediately. Off to a blazing start with the 3-crown. GG, easy, man. Good game, well played, and good luck in the rest of your challenge. But that is dominance asserted at its finest. Alright guys, so we got another game, and I actually have Pump in my starting hand, so that's what's up. We're going to be dropping that immediately, and we're going to see what he wants to do. I love running Pump decks because it always demands a response out of your opponent. Whether it's their own Pump, poisoning my Pump, or spamming at the bridge, it always demands something. So we're going to go in for a Zap. Usually the Zap will mitigate 2 elixir from the Pump, so it's going to be an even trade, and it still demands a response from him. So he's going to go in for his own Zap. That means that he's not going to have Zap in cycle for this Goblin Gang Battle Ram push. I hope he doesn't drop 3 Musketeers. That could be very devastating for us, but it doesn't look like he has it in his deck. He's going to have Minions, he's going to have Guards, and Ice Golem. So I'm not quite sure what this is going to be. It could potentially be an Expo deck, and I'm really hoping it's going to be an Expo deck because we hard counter that really easily. Could be Expo Pump. We're going for another Collector in the back, and we're still seeing what's up. I haven't seen what he's rocking. He could be running 3M. And in that case, we win that matchup as well because we have the Giant. So Giant tanks for the 3 Musketeers, and then we always win that battle. We're going to go drop our Giant right into the... Yeah, so he's going to go bridge spam us. We're just going to eat up that damage. We're going to go drop 3 Musketeers, and we're going to have a huge, massive counter push. So he just spent 6 elixir. Our 3 Musketeers are going in one lane. He only has 1 Musketeer going towards the 3 Musketeers and the Giant. And he's about to get obliterated. There is absolutely no way for this Sir to defend this push. There's a pencil coming at him. There is a Giant, and there are 3 Musketeers. Another thing that you guys are probably going to watch is look at these Bats. I let 1 Musketeer lock on, then I just drop Bats, and the Musketeer only gets 1 hit on my tower. That was insane. That was really clean defense. Actually, it was 2 hits. I lied to you guys, but still, we're we're having such an easy time against this deck. Three Musketeers just loses to this automatically again. And Three Musketeers is one of my favorite decks to play. But you just can't beat a Giant when a Giant's tanking for the other Three Musketeers. If they have a bigger tank, your Three Musketeers are always going to get worked on faster. And that's just kind of the issue. So if he drops Three Musketeers, I drop Three Musketeers, I drop a Giant in front. Well, because of my Giant, it's just going to soak up everything, and then you're going to have a really sad time. He's going to go in for a Battle Ram, but the Battle Ram is really not going to do so well. We're just going to go in for a Minion Horde right on top of the two Muskies as the Giant, the Santa Claus, eats up all those damage like a snack. We're going for another Bats on top of the Musketeer. We're going to try to 3-crown him yet again, guys. This deck is a 3-crown machine. It is so easy to 3-crown people with this deck. It is insane, man. I don't understand. Good game, well played, and good luck in the rest of your challenge, but this deck's OP. Alright, guys, so we got a game against David, and we're going to be pumping up in the middle. He's saucing out the good luck. We're going to reciprocate because we are a cordial sir as well. And he's going to go in with the Goblin, he's going to go in for Goblin Barrel. We're just going to go in for the Goblin Gang to counter Goblin on Goblin action. The brothers are duking it out. And he's got Robin Hood, he's got Princess. So this is going to be a Goblin bait with just Princess and Robin Hood, I guess. So what I want to do is I want to let the Princess lock on. I'm just going to go for 3 Muskies. It's going to end up sniping Robin Hood and the Princess, and it's going to give me some massive counter push. 1 Musketeer only got hit. He doesn't have Princess and Robin Hood in cycle, so I don't really know what he's trying to do there. He's probably going to go in for a log, but if we have the Battle Ram tanking for the 2 Muskies, it would be really, really solid for us. And the Battle Ram's actually going to break through. Oh, man. Actually, it didn't. I really thought it was. I thought I was going to get some penciltration, but it just didn't happen, man. He did me dirty. So since he doesn't really have a great way of dealing with the bats, I'm just going to go for that as soon as the Princess locks on the tower. And I don't think that he has Rocket in this deck. I think it's just NATO without Rocket and just NATO log as the 2 spells. I don't think he has room for it since he does have the Magic Archer. We're going for Goblin Gang, and the Goblin Gang is going to get obliterated. And he's going to get a lot of damage. So that was well played for sure. But I'm just going to eat that up, going for a Giant in the back, and then go for 3 Musketeers. And I don't know what he's going to do because this is a lot of damage that's going to happen. Like, we're up so much elixir that, yeah, as soon as you lose a tower with a control deck, it's always a sad panda moment. So he's trying to group everything up, but the gravity of the Giant just never really allows you to do that. So he made a critical misplay, and I think we're just going to take the dub because of that. So we're going to go in for Bats in the middle. The Musketeer is going to kill the Princess, and Giant's just going to take his tower. I think he's just succumbed to defeat. He realized that this is not a winning matchup for him. And yeah, I think we might end up 3-crowning yet again, guys. It's insane how this keeps happening. We're going to go in for another Collector as well, just in case he actually doesn't want to succumb to 3-crown. I don't think he wants to immediately, but whether he likes it or not, he's going to get 3-crown, guys. That is the veracity of this match. There is no way that you can escape it. We're going to go in for another set of 3 Muskies, and we're going to just drop a Giant in the middle, take his 2nd crown, and see what he wants to say about that. Because when you lose a tower with a control deck, it's really, really difficult since I can drop units right in the middle. I can drop units off to the side, and you really have to use your placements exceedingly well with control. So that's the biggest issue. When placements are taken away from you, you just have crippling depression and lose the game. So good game, well played, and good luck in the rest of your challenge, David. Had to assert the dominance, though. All right, guys, so we got another game, and I'm actually going to have Pump as my 2nd card, so we're going to go in for a Goblin Gang. He's going to go in for a Hog Rider, a really disastrous start for us. I'm going to have to drop 3 Musketeers. He's also got Log, so this is not the start that I wanted. Unfortunate, to say the least. And if he has Fireball, yeah, so this is terrible, actually. We're going to try to bounce back. We're going to try to drop a Collector. I guess I shouldn't have split the 2 Muskies in the lane that the Hog Rider is going towards. I should have actually split 2 of them there, so then just in case of the Fireball. And we're just going to go in for a Collector. There's not too much we can do about that. We're just going to make sure that the Ice Spirit hits. We're going to eat up all the Night damage, and then we're going to also go in for Bats on top of the Hog. Since we saw Log, I assume he doesn't have Log and Zap, so I could safely assume that my Bats would clean it up. We sustain massive damage, but we are up elixir. The comeback potential with this deck is insane, so that's one of the biggest reasons that I like it a lot. Well, actually, I hate playing this deck, and I hate playing against it. It's so OP, man. We're going to be dropping another Giant in the back, and we want to see what he's up to. He's going to drop Executioner, so this is not the best matchup for us, actually. He's got Executioner with Hog Rider and Fireball, so we're going to try to apply a lot of pressure opposite lane. I wonder if he's going to Fireball that. He's actually going to drop Guards and Log. I forgot that he had Log, guys. That was a pretty bad misplay. I can go drop Minion Horde, but that's usually going to be a bad play because he'll probably NATO everything. In that event, I'm just going to drop 3 Musketeers. It's going to snipe the Executioner. He will be able to Fireball it. Wow, he did use his NATO, and then the Executioner does get 1 hit off of my Muskie. So it's not too bad, not too shabby by me. And I hope he Fireballs so that I can go in for a Collector, but usually people don't do that. And we actually got a lot of damage in the right-hand lane with the Muskies, but yeah, he's doing us dirty. We're just going to go in for bats because, as I said again, guys, he doesn't have zaps. So we're going to try to apply a lot of pressure with that. We're going to try to split lane push. We're using the bats to bait out an executioner. He didn't want to do that. Now the battle ram is going to demand a huge response, or it's just going to get a massive connection. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. Just applying pressure when your opponent's low on elixir and they don't have the necessary counters, it's always going to benefit you. It's always going to behoove you. So we're going to go in for another 3 Musketeers. We're going to try to make sure that he's definitely going to take the left-hand lane, but we're going to try to make sure that we can actually take one of his towers. If we're able to do that because he's running a control deck and we're not, we're going to have a huge, massive advantage. So we're going to go in for another giant. We're going to go for it at the bridge, and we're trying to even apply more pressure. We're going to go in for Goblin Gang because we saw that he baited out the log, and he's going to go in for, oh wow, so he's just going to sack that tower. That was really well played by him, not going to lie. We're going to go in for a minion horde to make sure that we actually kill the executioner, and if we kill the Exy, then we're going to potentially have some type of counter push here. We're going to go in for battle ram as well, and the battle ram is like right on top, so I made a little bit of a misplay. I might actually end up losing this game, guys. I tried so hard, got so far, the end it didn't even matter. So we're going to have to go in for an elixir collector, the desperation elixir collector, otherwise the hog rider would get a hit on our tower. Oh my gosh, this is coming down to the wire. I don't really want to go in for a... Yeah, I can't really do that, can I? I'm going to anyway. It's a pretty bad play. He's probably just going to NATO it, but I didn't have any other play in my in sight. We got to go in for minion horde, and we're just kind of waiting. We're kind of chilling. I wonder if he's going to fireball that. Yeah, this is disastrous, guys. I have to go drop Goblin Gang and then go in for battle ram, zap. Yeah, he wins the game. Good game, well played, and good luck in the rest of your challenge, man. A little bit of a hard counter there. I could have played it better, but yeah. All right, guys, so we got a game against Hay, and we have a phenomenal starting hand. So we're going to bounce back after that Elder Hog Rider. We got to assert dominance, guys. We're not allowed to lose 2 games in a row. It's actually against my religion. He's going to be dropping a Royal Ghost in the back. So what I really want to do is either drop a Goblin Gang or a Giant. So in this situation, I'm probably going to have to drop a Giant since I already utilized my Goblin Gang on defense. Here's my Giant to soak up the Royal Ghost. He's going to go in for a poison. So as soon as that Royal Ghost ends up dying, we're going to go in for a Minion Horde, and then the Minion Horde is going to kill, actually it's going to kill the Royal Ghost, and it's going to bounce back with a vengeance with our Giant. So he's going to have Ceiling Fan, he's going to have Zappies. Our Giant will get a lot of hits here, and it's just going to be interesting to see what type of deck he's running. I assume it's actually going to be the P.E.K.K.A deck, the dominant P.E.K.K.A deck, so we got to show how to beat that. First and foremost, we're going to go in with the Battle Ram, and then we're going to also drop our Bats right on top of the Zappy. Well, not the Zappy, the Flying Machine, rather. He also utilized a log, so what I want to do in this circumstance is I realize that the Zappies aren't going to do too well. They're not going to do too much damage. I just want to eat that damage up like a snack, and he doesn't have log and cycle, so I can go in for a collector in the middle, but I'd rather go opposite side and just utilize Goblin Gang. So if he goes in for a miner, I'll use Goblin Gang, and he won't actually be able to go in for a miner. He might end up going in for a miner poison, but if he goes in for a miner on top of the tower and then poisons this, it's not in the tower that he wants to go for, so it's not really a great play. So here he goes. He's going to go in for a miner. We're just going to use the Goblin Gang. He actually went in for a miner poison preemptively, and that's a really bad play. You should have just poisoned it. I don't really know why you would go in for a miner and a poison preemptively. Guess he knew I was going to drop Goblin Gang, but in that situation, it was weird. So what does he want to do? He's already utilized this poison, right? So we can apply some pressure with the Minion Horde with the Giant, and that P.E.K.K.A is going to be not too great for him. I don't know why he dropped it in the far, far back, because now we can drop... yeah, I don't know. That's really weird. Now we can drop 3 Musketeers, decimate the P.E.K.K.A, and apply a huge counter push here. So we're going to go in for Battle Ram with the 1 Musketeer, and the Zappies are going to get obliterated by the 2 Muskies. I don't know what he has in store for us, but I don't think it's going to be that hot. If we go in for a Goblin Gang with the 2 Muskies, he's probably going to have to poison it. Yeah, he's definitely going to have to poison it. And he's going in for a miner on defense, miner and poison. That means I have free reign to go in for a collector. That's what I'm talking about, guys. If you can bait out a miner and a poison, you're in a great situation. So he's going to go in for a Spear Goblin Hut on defense. He's going to go in for a Royal Ghost as well, but we're going to pull the Royal Ghost with the Santa Claus, and I want to see if I can bait out another poison, but I'd rather just go in for the 3 Musketeers. He's probably going to drop a P.E.K.K.A, and he's probably going to poison this as well. Yeah, there they are. So he drops another poison. We go in for a Minion Horde, obliterate the P.E.K.K.A, and then just go in for a Battle Ram and take the W. So that's what I wanted to see. Actually, I just dropped the pencil right on top of the P.E.K.K.A. Dude, I needed to defend my pencil a little bit better than that. That's not okay. I still think we're going to take the W. That was a slight misplay. It could have actually cost me the game, but as you guys can see, it's all about baiting out your opponent's poison, baiting out their miner, and winning the dub. And that's actually where I'm going to end today's video. I hope you guys can understand why I hate this deck so much. It just punishes people every single time they make a mistake, and it's a 3-crown machine. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for chilling with me, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Peace out.